welcome back to my channel. How are you? My name is Jen, and I am sharing my channel has a lot of different things that I talk about, but most recently I have been focusing on self-care and reclaiming my health. So it's been over a week. I think it's been like 10 days or something since I uploaded the last video, and I have to tell you, well, first of all, if you've watched my previous video, I wasn't feeling well. I got some blood work done. I'm vitamin D deficient, and I'm working on self-care and literally have burned myself out. So here's my update. I was waiting for my B12 results, and there was an issue with the lab where my A1C test and my B12 test couldn't be done. So I went in yesterday to get retested for those things, and also asked my doctor to test my magnesium levels, because I was reading that when you take very high doses of vitamin D, it can deplete your magnesium levels pretty fast. And I'm like on week 3 of taking my 50,000 IUs of vitamin D to fix my vitamin D deficiency. So she tested me for that. I got the results this morning. My vitamin B12, my B12 is low. My number is 184. My doctor said that's very low. I have to get B12 injections once a week for the next 2 months. And I also have to take daily 25 whatever milligrams or micrograms. I don't know how it is, what it is for vitamin B12 sublinguals under the tongue. I have to take that every day and also get the injections at the same time. So I don't know how I got here. So I'm getting B12 injections once a week for 2 months, and every day I have to take 2,500 whatever's of B12. Okay. My magnesium levels are good. The only other thing that was off on my blood work, my A1C came back normal. I am not pre-diabetic. I'm perfect. I'm not close to being diabetic at all. So that's good. My thyroid, everything is normal. The only thing that was weird on my blood work was my iron came back normal, right? But the iron transferrin levels was a little bit low. And also my red blood cell count and my hemoglobin, and there was another one. We're kind of on the edge of almost being too high, but still in the normal range. So here I am. I don't know how I got here. Now, someone had posted on my last video a comment about H. pylori, and I thank you so much for bringing that to my attention and sharing your experience and what you went through, because I actually, after I got the B12 results this morning, I had asked my doctor about H. pylori and if I should be tested for that, since everyone in my family has been or had been going through this like weird stomach bug where we all had diarrhea and stomach pain and stuff. But it has since resolved. But however, I am still getting bloated. I'm bloated, and that's normal for me. Some kind of diarrhea and constipation and bloating is very normal for me because I have endometriosis. So aside from this weird stomach bug that we kind of all had, I am in my PMS zone, and it is normal for me to have bloating and stomach issues and during my PMS week and when I get my period. However, with that being said, my doctor has referred me to a gastroenterologist, but I can't get in to see them until the end of May. So I'm hoping in the meantime, I have to go in this afternoon to get my first B12 injection. I'm going to ask her if in the meantime I can get some kind of testing that rules out any type of parasites so I don't have to wait that long if I need an antibiotic. She had told me that the gastroenterologist would do the H. pylori testing, but since I can't get in there, I'm hoping that she can test me for that and whatever other parasites that could be messing up my system and not and stopping my body from absorbing the nutrients and vitamins, because something's clearly not right here. I didn't know I was this sick. Okay. I just thought, again, and this is what I want to reiterate to people. If you're feeling really fatigued and you're just not feeling right and you're really stressed out, please go to the doctor and get yourself tested, get your vitamin levels tested. I just thought I was tired. I just thought I was really stressed, and I was, because my mother's dog was sick and I was the caretaker. My mother works, I've been unemployed, and I've been here. So the dog couldn't walk on her own, and I was outside many hours during the day and taking care of the dog and helping her, and it was exhausting. I was up very early in the morning, and this went on for months. And even before that, before she lost the ability to walk, it wasn't that she couldn't walk. She could walk by, first she couldn't walk by herself. And then I got her to the point where she could walk by herself, but she couldn't squat to pee or poop. But anyways, even before that, when she started to get weakness in her legs, I was helping her up and down the stairs, and it was going on for months. And I just thought that I was stressed out from that and drained from that, because it was a lot of work and I would have done it anyway, no matter what. Unfortunately, the dog passed away in February. But I am still exhausted, and this fatigue is really a lot. I would just suggest to anyone who's just feeling stressed and overwhelmed, even if you're feeling like, you start feeling like where you're stressed beyond what you normally would be, or even if you're not, even, I'm doing all the right things. I've been taking a B complex and a multivitamin. I mean, the B complex, not like regularly. I was taking that only during my PMS week, because I found that it made my PMS symptoms, it abated my PMS symptoms, made them less. And but my multivitamin had all the B's in it. So, and a lot of D, like I think 1,000 IUs of vitamin D. I was taking that, and I've been taking multivitamins all along. When I started to have the stomach issue, the stomach virus or whatever we were all having, my multivitamins were bothering my stomach. So I stopped taking them for a few weeks. So I've been off of them now for almost a month. I eat well. I eat a lot of eggs. I eat egg whites. I get a lot of protein. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I do eat a lot of beans. I do eat a lot of eggs, cashew milk, dairy. I eat a lot of cheese. I have feta cheese like every day. I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. So I eat a well-balanced diet, and I don't eat a lot of, but I have pasta. I have wheat, like sandwich thins, because I am on Weight Watchers, but I'm not restricting myself at all, really. The only thing that I've really cut down on is my sugar and processed foods. So that's the only thing that's really changed in my diet. I don't eat like sugary snacks. But I was never one for like sugary snacks, really. But I haven't sometimes I would make cupcakes or brownies. I haven't had any of that. So that's really the only thing that I've cut out. Please go get tested if you're feeling off, because I've been feeling off now for quite some time. And now knowing that my B12 is low and my vitamin D is low, it makes perfect sense. Everything makes perfect sense as to why I'm so tired, why my body hurts, why I'm so fatigued, why I'm gaining weight and not just gaining. It's not gaining weight because during, like, since January, I've been on Weight Watchers. I was gaining weight. So I went on Weight Watchers, and then um, I lost weight. I've still lost about 12 pounds, but I haven't, or maybe 15, but I haven't, it fluctuates up and down a few pounds, but I haven't been able to lose more than that. And on top of that, I have lost, and I was working out like all the time. I started doing, like I said, I'm a licensed massage therapist, but I haven't been able to work since the pandemic. So I am reopening my massage practice in May. I already put out the announcement to my patients. So that's that. But that may, I don't know what's happening with the COVID levels, and that's to be to be seen. I don't know what's going on with my health. Um, the so that was a lot of exercise that I used to get, and I to keep my body toned, that I don't get anymore. So I started doing Chloe Ting routines, workouts, and workout challenges, and I was building my muscle. I got to tell you, in the last 6 months, I've lost so much muscle tone and like muscle strength, and I started working out again, and it's very, very difficult. It's very hard, but the fatigue is the hardest thing. And now, so since before today, before I knew about my B12, just for the vitamin D alone, I have been sitting outside every day. I have been walking, doing like daily walks, although for the past few days I haven't, because I was walking um, last week, and some creeper stopped their car and started like taking pictures of me and like videotaping me, and it creeped me out, and that's so messed up. So I haven't been lately, but I want to, again, even if it's in a different area, just walking every day, getting outside. I have done a lot of yard work, cleaning up the yard, getting my garden ready. So I have been outside a lot more, but I'm still feeling very, very fatigued. I'm hoping that this changes once I start getting the B12 injections, because low B12 can also cause a lot of fatigue and weakness. I don't know how I got here, folks, but I got to tell you, I felt myself burning out. Like, I felt myself really, really, like, not beyond tired, and just not feeling good. And so here I am. And I have taken COVID tests, like so many COVID tests, because the symptoms that I was experiencing were so weird, and it was negative. So here I am. And I guess I don't know what the next approach is going to be until I know what's going on. Hey, it could just be that, I got so stressed out that I just burned out so hard that my B12 and my vitamin D are just low. But it is concerning to me that they're both so low, and I eat vitamin D foods and B12 foods, and I do take multivitamins, and I do get outside. Even in the wintertime, I was outside with the dog so many hours a day. So, and I'm always outside all the time in the summer. Um, I'm always outside doing things in the yard, because I love that. I love being out in the yard. I like gardening. I like just being out there, being outside. So I'm just concerned at this point. I'm concerned. I know B12 is stored in your liver, and it takes a very long time. It slowly becomes a deficiency. It just doesn't happen overnight. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with my vitamin D levels. I don't think I'm going to know until, one, they rule out some kind of parasite, and two, I get to the gastroenterologist and they do further testing to make sure that I don't have some kind of autoimmune disease, or have any kind of intestinal condition that would prevent my body from, or would interfere with my body's absorption of these vitamins. I'm even more curious now to find out if my other vitamin levels are low. And when I go to the doctor today, I think I'm going to ask her, what other vitamins can you test me for? What was that? What other vitamins can you test me for? Um, to see what those levels are. Because if my body's not absorbing the vitamins, or if there's something else going on, taking these mega doses of vitamins is kind of like, it's not going to help unless the other situation is fixed where my body can absorb the vitamins. I could keep pouring more vitamins into me, but if my body isn't going to absorb them, then I'm still kind of screwed and not doing well. And then I don't want these deficiencies to get any worse, because my vitamin D is already low enough where, it's a serious problem. I'm not in a danger zone. Obviously, other people have had a lower, mine is 16. Other people have had lower than that, but I think it's like at 12 is when kids start getting rickets. So I'm like 4 points away from like a rickets situation. And I don't want my vitamin B12 to get any lower, because B12 affects the nervous system and it affects your nerves. It also affects your brain, and can cause a lot of like neurological issues. So, you know, I'm concerned, but I'm sure I'll be okay. I just got to get to the bottom of this. So, anyhow, that's my update. I hope you're doing all right out there. Just I want to do more about how I'm taking care of myself, but the fatigue has been so hard. It's been so hard to even do normal things with my day, that it's just hard to make videos and stuff. But I'm gonna try, and I'm just gonna keep sending out updates. I'm gonna try to do updates once a week, and maybe little shorter videos about what I'm doing in between. So enjoy your day. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourself. Self-care is not a joke. It's not selfish, and it's not an option. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not watching out for your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health, even and burnout has, burnout, really, you can burn out, and it doesn't have to be related to work. You can burn out from life situations, for sure. I mean, I was in a toxic relationship for 20 years. It wasn't always toxic, but towards the end, it was like, wow, it really messed me up. And living in stressful environments also can burn you out. I mean, also, the pandemic and all of that surely can affect you, and you could just become so fatigued from that. Burnout can happen from things other than work. It's important to take care of yourself, to nourish yourself, to make the choices for yourself that are going to benefit your well-being. If you're not taking care of yourself, who is? And it's an inside job, right? We have to take care of ourselves. If we're not showing up for ourselves, it affects how we show up for others. And I know sometimes it's easier to be the caretaker for others or to help others, and it's harder to take care of yourself. But you can't, to show up for others, and to, if you have responsibilities to show up for others and be there for others, you first have to be there for yourself. So your cup is full, so you're at your best, so you can show up for others and be there. So please take care of yourself. Please if you're, like I said, please get your vitamins checked, you know? I'm so glad that I did at this point. If I would have waited any longer, things could have went to like super dangerous levels for me. Please go get your vitamins checked. Just get them checked anyways, just so you know where you're at. So if you're heading towards a deficiency, you could do something about it. I'm not a doctor person. I will not go to the doctor unless I absolutely need to. But in the past, couple of years, I haven't been at all because of COVID. I just didn't want to be bothered putting myself into the doctor's office where I could be exposed. I did have to go at one point for something totally unrelated to this, but a hammer fell off a ladder and hit my head back in 2020, so I had to get checked out for that. But aside from that, I haven't been to the doctor. Anything that I've had issues with have been like over the phone and not like serious. I haven't gotten any blood tests or stuff since 2019. So I'm just saying, please go get your vitamins checked. It's so important. It's so important just to have to know where you are, because it's, I guess, even if you're doing like I said before, even if you're doing all the right things, you still can be vitamin deficient. And that could be it could be some underlying condition that you never would have thought. I didn't know that my stuff was so low. I just thought I was stressed and just tired from stress. So enjoy your day. Have a nice weekend. And I'll be back here next week. Take care.